Ladies and gentlemen, I finally did it.
Yes! 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 Yes!
I finally hit and reached my goal for having 100 characters in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Yes, 100 characters in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes that are not galactic legends, that are at least 300 speed or higher. I'm going to say that one more time. 100 characters at least 300 speed or higher that are non-galactic legends. I'm going to show you how I did all of that. Finally, how I did it. That was my goal. And it took me a long time to do it. But I said I was going to do it in my last video where I had Nooch Too Good featured in it. If you didn't see it, I will pin it and have it in this video so you can actually see what I was talking about and him reacting to my initial roster review before this one that I'm going to show you on how I actually maintained all these mods and actually hit my goal. But yeah, it's a lot. I did it. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. Let's just get right into it, because this is honestly pretty damn crazy.
Sir.
All right, folks, we're in the game as usual. So this is my roster, obviously. I'm gonna sort it by speed. So every single character that you see all the way from Commander Ahsoka Tano all the way down to Sortie. All of these characters from Sortie all the way back to Commander Ahsoka Tano are 300 speed or higher. And let's do the math together to confirm that I hit my goal. So, because I'm on an ultra wide screen, there's going to be more characters per row. I'm not playing on native, like the native 16:9 aspect ratio. If you don't know, or if you can't tell, this is ultra wide. That's where you're going to probably see black bars on the top and bottom of the video. So yeah, because I'm playing on ultra wide, it stretches out more characters per row in my roster. So how many characters are in a row? From Quadme to Jacosnu. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 characters per row. So we have 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, so 55 on Padme, 66 on Grief Karga, 77 on Darth Sidious, 88 on Boss Nass, and then let's go down from Bosk, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97 on Sortie, and then 98 on Ezreal, 99 on Echo, and 100 on Commander Ahsoka Tano. It took me a long time to do this, especially before when I really wasn't into modding. I didn't really know how to mod characters. I was trash at mods in general. All I would know how to do is just certain team comps, Zetas, Omnicrons, gear, and stuff like that. You know, the basics. I wasn't really into modding, and even when I started going into modding and developing mod def, before I did all of this, I was trash at modding. And modding is not, especially if you're a new player, or maybe you're returning to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Modding is not that simple. It's not simple. It's not easy. It's very complex. It's very a lot to process, a lot to take in. And I'm not gonna lie, this was not a 1, 2, 3 experiment. This took me a long time, especially for my goal, my personal goal, with my speed death and mod death threshold that I set for myself. This took a long time, especially with certain characters that are faster and certain characters that are slower than others when it comes to their normal base speed stat. Besides obviously the Galactic Legends don't count, but non-Galactic Legends, all of these characters I have here that are somewhat the characters that are faster than others and characters that are slower than others. Now, if you're wondering how the hell did I do all of this, well, this is what I'm going to show you. So, let's get into display capture, and let's go here. I'm going to show you in SWGOH base speed, right? SWGOH.gg. Okay. Now, I'm going to sort it by speed here. So, I want to see if I can actually zoom in. This would be better for you guys to actually see what I'm doing and what I'm talking about here. So, let me see if I could actually zoom in a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, we could do 200. Let's leave it at 200%. So, if you go to SWGOH.gg and look at the character's base speed stat, like how I said in my last video before this, you can see every single character in the entire game and SWGOH and Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, their base speed stat. Droideka is the slowest character in the entire game with a base speed of 103. So even if somebody were to roll perfect 30s on every single mod and have a 32 speed arrow on the primary, it still would be impossible. So Droideka is literally impossible to get to 300. You can have a 30 on the triangle, a 30 on the square, a 30 on the circle, diamond, on the cross, and then a 32 on the arrow. So 30, 30, 30, 30, 30 times 5, which is 150. That would be 150 plus 103 is 253 plus 80 plus another 32 on the arrow. That would be 285 still. So seeing that these characters here, certain characters like Droideka, Jedi Knight Luke, all the way to like Darth Maul, these characters are literally ridiculously like basically near impossible to get to 300. So these characters that I've seen here, right, from Droideka to Darth Maul, like veteran smuggler Chewie, these characters here that have really low base speed, that's why I just count them out and really don't pay attention to them. Characters like that you have a better chance of getting to 300 speed are characters that I would consider at least from that have at least 150 base speed stat. Characters like First Order, Special Forces, TIE Pilot, all the way down. These characters, you have better chances of hitting 300 or higher. And it's true, because some of these characters actually do have 300. Like Bulk, like Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to see, do I have any of these characters on my roster that are 300? General Skywalker, yes. Right here. 157 base speed, and it's not that slow, but not that fast, but I do have him on my 300 speed if I can find him. Right here, I do have him with a health and offense set at 300 speed. I know gas is more so modded for protection, but I modded him for speed and for offense. I took away protection just to, it's my personal preference, but yeah, I was just giving you an example. Okay, I don't know what the heck is going on there. Okay, let's look at another character. I did have Keller and Becker 300 at one point, but I substituted his mods for somebody else. Rex, for example, OG Rex, Clone Wars Trooper Rex. Yeah, this guy is not that easy to hit 300 as well, but I did it. I can confirm it. If I just go to 501st and I have a few 501st at 300 speed. I have Arc Trooper, General Skywalker, and Rex at 300 speed. Right here, 301 for Captain OG Rex. Let's go back. General Hux, I have him at 300 speed. It is definitely possible. Let's go to First Order. Bam, right there. Have a speed health set on him. Boom. 300 right there. Darth Malgus. Same thing at 300 speed. If I click here. Boom. Health, all health set. Good health, good speed right there. There we go. I'm just giving you guys examples of lower of characters that are not ridiculously super fast but not super slow that you can get to 300. That it is possible. Star Killer. Having a good Star Killer with a lot of health and a good speed can definitely change the game. Because especially with Star Killer, his ultimate is based off his max health. I think it's 80 or 90% of his max health. So having a lot of health on Star Killer with with good speed that is 300 and above, you can definitely put in some work with Star Killer. So let's go to Star Killer just to show and confirmed right here. Yep, all health, right. I kind of treated him like a slicker instead of an offense primary on the cross. I put health and then crit damage over here on the primary triangle, and then health, have some offense there and stuff. Percent secondaries, but yeah, I have over 100k, and then speed, crit damage. I gave him a little Supreme Leader Kylo Ren treatment there. Okay, offense, not too bad. But yeah, Star Killer, Jedi Knight Anakin, having a good Jedi Knight Anakin with offense and health with good speed, especially paired up with Qui-Gon Jinn, can be really nasty paired with Ki-Adi-Mundi. So let's Jedi Knight Anakin right here, 304 with crit damage. Okay. Also modded him for potency, so he inflicts buff immunity on the basic as well, which is really nice. So health potency set, have him at above 300 speed, plus from Qui-Gon's leadership and Ki-Adi-Mundi's Zeta, he's getting an extra 60 speed. So he's gonna be guaranteed one of the first people to attack and go first with the Qui-Gon lineup, with him and Kiadi-Mundi. So that's really nice. Let's take a look at some other characters that I definitely know that I have at 300. Having a fast Chrysanthemum can be nice, but it's all dependent on who is actually going up against Jabba and Chrysanthemum on that team. So for those reasons, I just made I could have had Chrysanthemum up there at 300, but I made him more tanky with protection and defense. And most tanks in the game, some depending on the tank, but some tanks you don't really need to have at 300, so that's why I didn't have Chrysanthemum up there. Ben Solo, I had Ben at 300. If I were to go back to Ufu's, and then I modded him with I did defense and speed, but with good offense. So like I said, Ben right here, 300, and then he does special damage, so I have 13k there. And then I modded for, like I said, health defense, because the longer Ben stays alive, the more cheese that he does, and the harder it is to kill him and Rey. So that's why I had it a speed defense set with offense primaries, and yeah. So that's what I really did. So to make him fast, to make him a little bit extra tanky, and then also good offense primaries for him to hit hard. So I just made him like really balanced with the offense, defense, and the speed. And then if we go back here, I got CX2. Boba Fett, I got recently. He's one of my recent characters that I got to 300 because of his Datacron, his focus Datacron. If we go to Bounty Hunters, and right here, 301 with crit damage and some okay offense added into it, speed. Honestly, like some characters, if you were to take a in-depth look at my roster and like just search my ally code or whatever, and you actually take a look. Some characters I have mismatching sets, like Boba Fett. Like I have a crit damage arrow with an offense cross. Some of this you will see, but like I said, it's part of my 100 character goal that I did. But it's not, you're only going to see it on some characters. Most of the characters, I'd say at least like 85 to 90. I'd say at least 80 to 85% of my characters that are 300 or higher have matching sets. Some of the characters like Boba Fett, or some characters that I really don't give a crap about, or that aren't really good at all, like Scavenger, no, not Scavenger Ray. Let's Darth Sidious, for example. Like, this guy ain't doing anything, especially if the Sidcron is not even there. But Darth Sidious is trash. But this is a kind of example of a character that's pretty fast, high base speed stat, but like doesn't really contribute anything to the game unless if the Sidcron is there, which is currently not. We don't know when it's coming back again, but this guy's, besides the Sidcron, this dude is trash. And like I said, he's a guy that 300 speed very easily, didn't take me that much to get him there. He has a high base speed stat, but like these mods are mixed match. Like, you know, like I have 3 health mods with a defense tenacity arrow and an offense triangle with, it's completely garbage mods, but still able to get him to 300 plus. Characters like that, like, you know, like that aren't really important or really don't contribute anything to the game right now. Like Darth Sidious, you'll see some characters like that. Like, why do I have him at 300 speed? Leia, for example, like Leia's trash right now. Princess Leia's garbage, but not too hard to get to 300, even without a speed set. Offense, look at that, all offense and one speed mod, mix match mods, and still able to get to 300 because she just has a high base speed stat. So characters like that, that have high base speed stats that are at least, what I would consider high base speed is 180 or higher. If the character has a base speed stat of 180 or higher, then those characters will be much easier to get to 300 even without a speed set. Like here, Balin, BB-8, Quill, Captain Drogon, like all these characters from 180 or higher. I have Swordy. I don't have Captain Silvo, Relict. He's just low gear. So Swordy, Hermit Yoda, Triple O, Sidious. I don't have Maz Kanata unlocked, but Saw Gerrera, Balin, BB-8, Quill, Drogon, Quadme, Jin, Grand Inquisitor, San. All these characters, Scout Trooper, Eighth Brother, Fifth Brother, all the Inquisitors, all Boosh, Leia, Rey, Scavenger, Watt, the Armorer, Dooku, Yoda, and Chewie's not even accessible yet. Appo, Maul, Tarful, like all these characters that are 180 or higher, it's gonna be much easier to get to 300. So my advice is, if you're trying to do the same like me, or if you're just wanting to get certain characters that you may want to utilize and build up on your roster and want to have the best chances of getting them to 300 speed or higher, take a look at this template from SWGOH.gg themselves. Take a look at this template and go by and sort from the base speed stat from all these characters. And I would say the characters that have at least 150 speed or higher, it is doable to get them to 300 speed or 300 or higher. 150 or higher is the minimum threshold. I'd say the recommended is 170, and the easier ones are 180, and the perfect ones are 190. 190 and higher are it's like come on, stop. This guy is already 208 speed. The fastest non-GL character is Stap at 208, and I barely put in any work to get him to 300. Like, I have garbage mods on him too. Like, I have a health mixed mods here, and I didn't even, no speed set, terrible mods, and I was still able to get him to 300. Like, so that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, once again, 150 space speed is the bare minimum that I would recommend. 170 is the recommended. 180 is good, and then characters that are 190 or higher is the super easiest. So I just took a look at what I can do with the mod def and stuff like that based on the character's base speed stats with this template here and a SWGOH.gg. So that's how I was able to figure out, okay, I'm starting to work on this character. How fast is their base speed stat? I take a look, and if it falls under a certain threshold, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, I can definitely take this character to 300. If they don't, and if they're too slow, I don't work. I skip them. I don't pay attention to them. Like for example, if you're going for, let's say if you're going for Luthen has a high base speed stat. Let's take a look at that. So where is Luthen? Right here, 198. 198. So Luthen is very fast, one of the fastest characters in the game. Very fast. And ridiculous easy. It's going to be really easy to take him to 300 speed. So I barely did any work. So he's above 300 speed. So even if he was exactly at 300, it'd only take 100 plus 102. So that's not really that difficult to get a character like him to 300 or higher. So yeah, yet again, I'm going to say it one last time. I just took a look at this template. What characters am I specifically going to take a look at? If they fall under the threshold of them actually having potential to hit 300, from bare minimum 150 all the way to 190, then I can do it. I can take them to 300 just like that. And then last but not least, before we end the video, if you're wondering where I get my mods, how do I roll these speed mods and yada yada yada, I get my mods from obviously the mod shop. I get, if I'm looking for a specific, I farm mostly speed and health mods to the mod challenges. If it's a certain specific character like Bo-Katan or Rey that utilize different stats, but I want to have speed in them as well. Like for Rey, I would go for offense mods. For Bo-Katan Mandalore, offense mods. As you can see here, if I go to Bo Mandalore right here, you can see I have offense and health, and it took me a bit, but I was able to do it 300 with Bo Mandalore with good offense. So, it's just all about the base speed stat, the character that you're going to be modding for, and learning that character's actual stats that you want to have and the mods that you want to have on them. Because like I said, not everybody utilizes speed health, which is the most common mod set in the entire game. Speed health, speed health, speed health. It's not like that. And this is a good example of not having any speed mods, no speed set here, offense health, and I was still able to land 300 speed because she falls under that threshold, and Bo Mandalore is not that fast. Where is she? Where is she? Bo Mandalore, Bo-Katan Mandalore. She's over here somewhere. Bo-Katan. Where is she? Come on. I felt like I just skipped over her. Did I? Bo-Katan. No, she's not over here. She can't be. She's not that fast. 153. So she must be around 153. So okay. So without 153, let's subtract that. So 150 is one of. Okay, so she has to be around the 140s. Right here, 147. 147 base speed. 147. This is below the minimum threshold of 150 that I said. She's 147. 147 base speed, and I was still able to get her to 300 with these good mods. With no speed sets. With no speed set. Offense and health. It's doable, but it takes a long time, especially with characters that are harder and much slower to get to 300. So, yeah. I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to just say this. If you want to do what I did, or if you want to do it like me or better, it's going to take a long time. Okay, it's not going to be a 1, 2, 3 thing overnight, because You're not going to always land. You're not going to always get the perfect mods on time. You're not going to always land speed on your rolls, on your leveling up the mods, on your slicing, on your recalibrations, on your, on anything. You're not going to always land speed. So that's another thing too, because there's been certain points when I was doing this, all my remodding for speed and everything. There's been definitely certain days where I was just hitting speed and speed over and over and over and over again. And then there's certain days that it's just a complete drought, no speed. There have been certain days where I've gathered up so many mod materials, so many microintuitors, so many mod materials, so many things to slice the mods and all that stuff. I slice, I level up, I recalibrate all these things, and like there's been certain days where I just land no speed at all. And if I'm not in, it does piss me off sometimes because I'm thinking to myself, damn, this is a nice mod. I just wrote a 14 or a 15, like a 13, 14, 15 speed, and it's not even a 6 dot mod yet. And I go to freaking make it 6 dots, and then I'm not landing any speed on the slices or recalibrations to make the mod even better with the speed. Like, it just pisses me off sometimes. So yeah, I'm just gonna say that and just say it how it is. You're not gonna always land speed, and it's gonna take a long time. It's gonna take a long time. It's not a 1, 2, 3 thing. This took me a long time. It did. Especially before that, I was trash at modding and didn't really know how to mod and the stats and stuff like that. Yeah, it's gonna be complex. It's gonna be hard. My advice is to you, if you want to do this or do it even better than how I'm doing it, my advice would be do the easier characters first that have the higher base speed stats, so you can get rid of those to get them to 300 or higher. Okay? The characters that have faster speed, base speed, do those first. The characters that have slower speed, do them second. Okay? And then just be mindful, you're not going to always land speed, and you're not going to always get the perfect mods that you want. It's going to take a while. It's not going to be a 1, 2, 3 thing. And with the SWGOH.gg template that I just showed you on their website, you can skim through it, look for the characters that you are interested in or that you're about to invest in for maybe a certain team or certain things that you're working on in your roster. Like the last big thing that I just got on my roster was Balin. Right? I got Balin up and running, and right here I got the man himself above 300 speed. I got Shin 300 plus speed, Marek 300 plus speed, so these were characters that I looked and saw, okay, they're pretty decently fast, especially Balin. So I saved up the mod resources, saved up my mod materials, everything, and once I got them up to Relic and everything, good to go, slapped on those mods that I saved up for, worked on them, boom. The main 300 plus speed. That's what I did. So, yeah. That's really it for this video. If you want to, like I said, you don't have to do this. I mean, you don't have to do what I did. Like, 100 characters at least 300 plus speed or higher. 100 characters that are at least 300 speed or higher in this game. That's a lot. It's definitely a lot. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it or anything. I don't know. I'm not gonna try to brag or anything, but I don't know if anybody else in the game has done this. I don't know if anybody else in the game has done this. Having 100 characters in this game that are 300 plus speed or higher. I don't know anybody who has ever done this. I don't know if Scribe has done it. Nooch Too Good. Arnold himself, I have no idea, to be honest. I could be the first one that has ever done this. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, if you're gonna do this, or if you're gonna do it like me or better, look at that template in SWGOH.gg. Okay, that will help you, give you an idea of all the characters in the entire game, what characters that you can get to 300 easily, and the more harder and difficult ones to get to 300. I'd say 150 is the bare minimum, and 190 or higher is the easiest, and 170 is the recommended. So 150 bare minimum, 170 recommended, and 180 is good, and then 190 is like the easiest to get to 300 or higher. Okay? Take a look at that template. You're not going to always get speed on your mods, and it's going to take a long time. Those three things: SWGOH.gg template. It's going to take a while, and be mindful and cautious that you're not going to always land speed on all your mods. If you don't land speed, just dismantle the mods, sell them, and just keep going, like how I did. And you might be wondering, is 100 the limit for me? Honestly, yeah, it is for now. I still have certain characters that I need to unlock in my roster, like SM33, even though he's slow. I already know his base speed stat. He's slow. I'm not going to get him to 300. Maz Kanata is fast. She's up there. So I'm going to get her to 300. And yeah, Captain Silvo's fast. I might get him to 300 when I get the Hondo team up and running. But all the other characters that I don't have to 300, that's it. I think that's it for me, really. I'm only going to get, from now on, I'm only going to get characters that I need, that are a necessity to have 300. So, Maz Kanata, Captain Silva. Yeah. Not that much. But other than that, I'm done. My goal is done. From now on, when a character is 300 speed, if I add another character to the 300 club, or the 300 plus club or higher, it's going to be a character that's a necessity, that's important. I'm not going to try to get Ewok Scout. I'm not going to try to get IG-86. I'm not going to try to get Wedge Antilles, Chief Nibbit, Farm Boy Luke. I'm not getting these characters to 300. I'm not getting every single character in the game to 300, okay? That's just beyond overkill. It's not even, it's impossible too with certain characters, like with Droideka and Jedi Knight Luke and stuff. You ain't getting those characters to 300. Even if you had perfect 30 speed rolls on all your mods, that's not happening. It's not, because they're just too damn slow. You do the math, it's just impossible. But anyways, yeah, I can't stress it enough. This took a long time to do. And it was a pain. I had some good days with modding, and I had some really shitty days with modding. But other than that, yeah. SWGOH.gg template. You're not going to always land the speed mods, and it's going to take a while. Just be mindful of those three things. If you're going to plan on doing this like me or better, just be mindful of those three things. But other than that, yeah, just doing this video is just making me tired. So much speed. Alright, but yeah, I enjoyed making this video. My goal is done. From now on, I'm just going to save a bunch of mod resources and mods, resources, materials, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so as you see here, I'm already saving up. I already have more than 100 micro intruders. So I'm just going to start saving up all my mod stuff, because I did my goal. I'm done. Unless if it's an important character, like a new Conquest character like Maz Kanata or the Stranger, or certain new characters that need to be fast in certain teams, then I'll do that. But other than that, I'm done. It's over. My goal is done. I can relax. I don't gotta worry about mods and speeds and all of that stuff. So that's over. Yeah. I will see y'all in the next video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'm Insidious, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace. Later.